Hey there, English learners. Welcome back to Shadow Talk English, the podcast where we turn real-life English into fun, easy conversations. Today, we're heading to the office. You know, that place where the coffee is never strong enough and the printer always decides to break right before an important meeting. But seriously, learning how to speak English at work is super important. Whether you work in an office, a store, or online, you need to know how to greet people, ask for help, send emails, and maybe even talk to your boss without panicking. So let's start with something simple but powerful. Office greetings. Part 1. Office greetings. Imagine this. It's Monday morning. You walk into the office, half awake, holding your coffee like it's your only friend. You see your coworker, Sarah, smiling at you. What do you say? Do you just mumble, "Hi"? Or do you sound like someone who actually likes being alive? Let's try a few examples. Good morning, Sarah. How was your weekend? Hey, Tom. Nice to see you. How's it going? Morning, everyone. Did I miss the free donuts again? Last one? It works every time. Everyone loves the donut joke. Now, here's a quick tip. When you greet someone in the office, your tone matters more than your words. Even a simple "hi" sounds warm if you say it with energy. Try repeating after me. Good morning. Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you. Great job. Now, let's say you arrive late. Oops. Here's how to sound polite but natural. Hey, sorry I'm a bit late. The traffic was crazy this morning. Morning. I overslept, but I made it. Just don't say, I'm late because I hate Mondays. That's a bit too honest. So greetings aren't just hello. They're your daily first impression, every single day. All right, now that we've said hello to everyone in the office and survived the small talk, let's face the next challenge, when you have no idea how to do something, but you don't want to sound like you're lost. Coming up next, how to ask for help at work, politely, clearly, and without feeling awkward. Hello, we're excited to show you our native speech capabilities. Welcome back, everyone. So you've just entered the office, said your cheerful good morning, and maybe even survived a few small talks about the weather. But now comes the real challenge. You sit at your desk, and you realize you have no idea what you're doing. Maybe your boss just emailed you something like, please finish the Q3 report using last year's template and cross-check the figures with the CRM export. And you're sitting there thinking, what even is a CRM? Don't worry, we've all been there. So today, let's learn how to ask for help at work, politely, naturally, and confidently. Asking for help the right way. Now, the first rule of asking for help in English, be polite, but don't be too formal. If you sound too formal, you'll seem robotic. If you sound too casual, you might seem careless. Let's find that middle ground. Try these. Hey, could you give me a hand with this? Do you have a minute to help me with this file? I'm a bit stuck. Could you take a quick look? Now, listen carefully to the tone. Each of these sentences sounds friendly, not desperate. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. Could you give me a hand with this? Do you have a minute to help me with my file? I'm a bit stuck. Nice. You sound like a professional already. Here's a little office story. When I first worked in a big company, I asked my coworker, hey, can you fix this for me? And she said, I can help you fix it. That's when I learned the golden rule. Never ask someone to do your job. Ask them to help you do it. Bonus tips. When someone helps you, always say thank you. But not just thanks. Make it sound genuine. Try these. Thanks a lot. That really helped me out. I appreciate it. You saved me. These small phrases make a huge difference at work. Now, here's one more secret. If you're working remotely or online and you need to ask for help in writing, maybe by email or chat, use short, clear sentences. Don't write a novel. People are busy, and the longer your message is, the more likely they'll help you later, which means never. Example. Hi, Sarah. Could you please check the numbers in the report when you have a moment? I just want to make sure everything matches. Thanks so much. Simple, friendly, clear. Let's shadow one more time. Ready? Could you help me with this when you have a second? I just want to double-check something. Thanks for your help. Perfect. Transition. Continuing to part 3, meetings. All right, you've greeted your coworkers, asked for help without sounding lost, and maybe even got that report done. But now, it's time for the moment everyone secretly dreads, the office meeting. You know, that magical place where someone always says, let's circle back to this later. And it never happens. So, grab your notebook and your patience, because next, we're learning how to survive meetings in English like a total pro. Let's go.
Welcome back, English learners. So far, you've learned how to say hello at the office and how to ask for help without panicking. Now comes the real test. Meetings. Yes, those magical moments where everyone pretends to take notes while secretly checking emails. But don't worry, by the end of this episode, you'll sound confident, professional, and maybe even like the smartest person in the room. Starting the meeting. Let's imagine you're the one joining a team meeting. The first thing you'll hear is something like, "All right, everyone, let's get started." Or, "Thanks for joining today." If you're not leading the meeting, you can just smile, nod, and say, "Morning," or "Hi, everyone." But if you are leading, try these. "Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here." Let's get started. We've got a lot to cover today. Nice and easy. No need to sound like a robot. Sharing your ideas. Now, this is where things get interesting. Sharing your opinion. A lot of English learners feel nervous here. They think, what if I say something wrong? But here's the truth. In meetings, confidence matters more than grammar. Let's look at some natural phrases. I think we should. Maybe we could try. In my opinion. What if we? You can even sound more professional with these. From my perspective, one possible solution could be, I completely agree with you. Let's do a quick shadowing practice. Repeat after me. I think we should start with the main topic. One possible solution could be hiring more staff. I completely agree with you. Perfect. When you don't understand something. All right, but what if you have no idea what your coworker just said? It happens. Even native speakers get lost in meetings full of business buzzwords like synergy, touch base, and action items. Here's what you can say instead of just nodding and pretending you understand. Sorry, could you repeat that? I'm not sure I got that. Could you explain it again? What do you mean by that exactly? Let's shadow those. Sorry, could you repeat that? I'm not sure I got that. Could you explain it again? Awesome. Remember, Asking questions doesn't make you look dumb, it makes you look engaged. Ending the meeting. Now, at the end of every meeting, someone will say, "All right, let's wrap this up." Or, "Before we finish, let's review our next steps." If you want to sound natural, try saying, "That sounds good to me." Let's keep each other updated. Thanks, everyone. Great meeting. And if you're the one closing the meeting, thanks for your time, everyone. Let's follow up next week. Short, friendly, and professional. But let's be honest, most meetings could have been emails. Still, learning how to communicate clearly in meetings shows you're confident, polite, and ready for teamwork. Quick recap. Let's review. Repeat after me. Shadowing time. Let's get started. I think we should. Could you repeat that, please? That sounds good to me. Excellent job. You're sounding like a real office pro. Transition, continuing to part 4. Sending emails. All right, we survived the meeting. Congratulations. But now it's time for the real battlefield, the inbox. Because writing emails in English isn't just about grammar, it's about tone. How do you sound polite, clear, and confident without sounding like a robot or a drama queen? That's what we'll cover next. How to send professional emails in English. Stay tuned and refill your coffee if you need to. Welcome back, my hard-working English learners. So, we've said good morning to our coworkers, survived meetings, and asked for help without sounding lost. Now, it's time to face one of the most powerful tools in modern business, email. And let's be honest, sometimes writing an email in English feels like defusing a bomb. Too formal, and you sound like a robot. Too casual, and your boss thinks you're texting from a beach. So, today we'll learn how to write professional and friendly emails in English that make people actually want to reply. 1. Starting your email. The first line of your email sets the mood, like the first hello in a conversation. If it's someone you know, "Hi, Sarah." "Hey, Tom." "Good morning, team." If it's someone more formal, like a client or new colleague, "Dear Mr. Johnson." "Dear Miss Taylor." "Dear team." Now, please never start an email with "to whom it may concern." That's something only robots and 18th century lawyers use. 2. The opening line. Next comes your opening line. You can't just jump into business like, "Send report now." That sounds like a command from a supervillain. So instead, warm up the tone. "I hope you're doing well." "I hope you had a great weekend." "I'm writing to follow up on our last meeting." Let's shadow those. Repeat after me. "I hope you're doing well." "I'm writing to follow up on." "I just wanted to check in about." Great. Smooth and natural. 3. The main message. Okay, now comes the important part, what you actually want to say. Here's the golden rule. Be clear, not clever. Too many people try to sound fancy and end up confusing everyone, so keep your sentences short and simple. Could you please review the attached file? I wanted to confirm our meeting time for tomorrow. Please let me know if this works for you. Try shadowing those. Could you please review the attached file? I wanted to confirm our meeting time for tomorrow. Please let me know if this works for you. Nice. 4. Ending the email. All right, now how you end your email is just as important because the last impression stays the longest. Avoid ending too suddenly, like, okay, thanks. Instead, try these friendly, professional closings. Thanks for your time. Looking forward to your reply. Please let me know if you have any questions. And for your sign-off, that's your final line, best regards. Kind regards. Sincerely, cheers for casual work. Let's shadow the full example together. Hi, Sarah. I hope you're doing well. Could you please review the attached file? Thanks for your help. Best regards, Alex. Perfect. 5. Email etiquette. What not to do. All right, before you hit send, let's talk about email mistakes, because we've all been there. Never write in all caps, unless you want to sound like you're yelling. Please read this ASAP. No one likes that energy at 9 a.m. Don't use slang or emojis in formal emails. Yo, boss, got the files. Yeah, don't do that. And most importantly, always check attachments. Nothing's worse than sending, please find the file attached, and then no file. Bonus tip. Want to sound more polite in emails? Use please and could instead of can. After me. Could you send me the report? Could you let me know when it's ready? Nice. Quick recap. So, remember, start friendly, be clear, and politely. Don't forget the attachment. Now your emails will sound natural, polite, and confident. Not like they were written by ChatGPT in 2018. Wink. Transition, continuing to part 5, talking to your boss. All right, you've mastered the art of emails. Congratulations. But now comes the final boss, literally, talking to your boss. Whether it's asking for feedback, giving updates, or even asking for a raise, you'll need confidence, clarity, and a touch of courage. So stick around. Next up, how to talk to your boss like a pro. All right, team, you made it. We've covered greetings, asking for help, meetings, and even emails. Now comes the final chapter of our At Work series, and it's a big one. Talking to your boss. Yeah, I know. For many people, this is the scariest part of working life, even scarier than running out of coffee. But don't worry. After this, you'll know how to sound professional, polite, and confident no matter what your boss says. 1. Saying hello and making small talk. So let's start simple. Greeting your boss. You don't need to sound super formal like, "Good morning, sir. I hope your productivity is optimal today." Nope. You're not a robot from a corporate sci-fi movie. Just keep it warm and respectful. Good morning. How are you today? Hey, how's your day going so far? If your boss is friendly, you can even add small talk. Like, did you see the game last night? That new coffee machine finally works. It shows confidence, not fear. Let's shadow a few together. Good morning. How are you today? Hey, hope your day's going well. Perfect. 2. Asking questions or clarifying tasks. Now, one of the hardest things about talking to your boss is when you don't fully understand their instructions. But here's the trick. Don't panic and don't just say okay if you're not sure what they mean. Instead, try these polite ways to clarify. Just to make sure I understand. So, you'd like me to send the report by Friday, right? Could you explain what kind of format you prefer? These sound polite and confident. Let's shadow them. Just to make sure I understand. Could you explain that a bit more? You'd like it done by Friday, right? Awesome. 3. Giving updates. Okay, let's say you finished your task and you need to let your boss know. You don't have to write a Shakespeare-level speech. Keep it clear and professional. Hi, just wanted to let you know the report is finished. The project update is ready for your review. Everything's on track for tomorrow's deadline. Now, here's a little secret. Bosses love employees who communicate early. So if something's going wrong, don't hide it. Say it clearly. I just wanted to let you know there's been a delay. We had a small issue, but I'm working on fixing it. That's confidence and responsibility, two things every boss respects. 4. Asking for feedback. Another scary moment, getting feedback. Most people think, oh no, what if I did something wrong? But feedback isn't always negative. It's how you grow. So if your boss doesn't give feedback often, ask for it. Try these. I'd really appreciate your feedback on my last project. Is there anything I could improve for next time? Do you have any suggestions for how I can do this better? Let's shadow those. I'd really appreciate your feedback. Is there anything I could improve? Any suggestions for next time? Great. That's how you sound confident and humble at the same time. 5. Asking for a raise or promotion. Okay, let's talk about the big one. You've been working hard, doing your best, and now you want to ask for a raise. Scary, right? But here's the key. You can be polite and assertive. Try saying, I've really enjoyed taking on more responsibility lately. I'd like to discuss my current role and compensation when you have time. Could we schedule a meeting to talk about my progress and next steps? Those sentences sound professional, not demanding. Let's shadow one together. I'd like to discuss my progress and next steps. Perfect. That's how you sound like a pro. Not desperate, but confident. 6. Ending conversations naturally. When you're done talking to your boss, always close the conversation politely. Thanks for your time. I appreciate your feedback. Have a great day. Simple, warm, and respectful. And no matter what, always smile. It's the easiest language in the world. Quick recap. Let's review everything we learned today. Repeat after me. Good morning. How are you today? Just to make sure I understand. The report is finished. I'd really appreciate your feedback. Could we schedule a meeting to discuss my progress? Thanks for your time. Awesome job. And that's it. You've just completed the entire At Work series. Now you know how to greet your coworkers naturally, ask for help politely, survive meetings, write professional emails, and talk to your boss with confidence. Remember, English isn't just grammar or vocabulary. It's communication, confidence, and connection. So keep practicing these phrases, shadow along with me, and you'll sound more natural every day. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this podcast with your friends. And remember, your English journey doesn't stop here. Next week, we're jumping into something fun and super useful. English for everyday life. Conversations in cafes, shops, and on the street. Thanks for listening. And as always, keep learning, keep smiling, and keep talking.